Greetings, Eric Backer from New Zealand. Thank you for coming back to my channel and looking at the video. I always appreciate it. I have a question here from Carolyn Singh from a few days ago. Carolyn is asking the question, Eric, so should we not be worried when we bloat while eating prebiotic foods? Because I always thought the bloating meant that bad bacteria was feeding on these foods, making SIBO worse. Please reply. Okay, Carolyn, there are different reasons why we bloat. One of the big reasons why we bloat, as you said, is poor fermentation. It can be an imbalance between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. Often bloating, I find, will either be lactobacillus, a lack of those guys, or bifidobacteria, a lack of them. Oftentimes it's the lactobacillus in the small intestine that give us the discomfort. So when we get bloating, we don't get bloating down the sides of the gut, we get bloating centrally, we get bloating in here. And when you hear people talk about pregnant bellies and stuff like that, that's the small bowel. The small bowel is central, the colon is around the periphery. So you can get bloating in the colon, but it's more likely to happen in the small bowel. Should we be worried when we bloat? My recommendation for you is to take in digestive enzymes, all right? You can have a look at my product called Canxida Restore, the one with the green label. That's actually a combination of enzymes and probiotics, which is a clever combination for people with bloating. So you could take one of those, for example, breakfast, lunch and dinner, while you're going through a diet transition change. And as the bloating eases off, you can just keep fine-tuning your diet and finding out which food creates the biggest problem, pull that one out, and then slowly introduce that one later on down the track. So bloating often means that you're eating a food that exceeds the capacity of the gut to either digest it or ferment it. Okay, so you've got a problem breaking the food down, or you've got a problem with busting the food right down to small components called fermentation and absorption. Okay, so just be careful, because you may have all sorts of bugs going on in your gut that you're not even aware of. So have you done a SIBO test? That's my question to you. Have you done a comprehensive stool test? So there is a difference between both tests. And people with seriously bad gastrointestinal problems, I like them to do a breath test and a stool test. Because then I've got a huge range of parameters to work with, a wide range of information. So my recommendation probably is to test and then to go further, because then you'll have a more targeted approach towards supplementation, right? And also more targeted in terms of diet. So if you've got a lot of bad bacteria, or a lot of candida, you'll need to be particularly aware of the carbo choices in your diet. As you can accept more carbs with less bloating, it means that you're starting to win the battle internally. So what are we going to do with the bloating? Try and work out the key bloat foods for you. You need to keep a symptom diary. Have you looked at my Candida symptom tracker in my Candida Crusher book? That's probably a good one for you to follow. Try and establish which foods cause the highest bloat and which foods cause the lowest bloat. With a little bit of working, you'll be able to work that out. With a bit of insight, you can work out which foods they are. They need to be pinged out of the diet. Take them out. Keep them out for a good maybe 4 to 6 weeks, or even 2 or 3 months. And then as you feel better, your overall symptoms are improving, could be energy or sleep, whatever, you can slowly introduce that food little bit by little bit. And oftentimes when your overall health is improved, it means that GI health is improved. It means that your fermentation's improved, and your digestion's improved. And then you can accept that food again. So that's my recommendation to you. Find the key guy who's bad and get him out the room. All right? Thanks for the question.